Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the farm. We're in the kitchen tonight. We're going to make something special for dinner, so hang around. Tonight we are making a Poor Man's Lobster Roll. You can imagine here in middle Nebraska we don't have access to good lobster, and if we did it would be well out of our price range. So what we're going to substitute is shrimp. Shrimp we can get. You can get it in the package in your frozen section where they sell the fish. And one of those pouches that they sell is about the amount of shrimp you need. Get the 20 to 25 count shrimp, and what that means is there's 20 to 25 shrimp per pound. You're going to need about 1.25 pounds. You don't need to thaw it out a long ways ahead of time, maybe 45 minutes to a half an hour at the most. Just dump your shrimp into a colander, run it under cold water, and you're good to go. So once you have your shrimp thawed out, what you're going to do is you're going to add a whole teaspoon of kosher salt. My salt container is getting down there, so it's hard to get a whole teaspoon. So there we go. Sprinkle that all around. And then we're going to need 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And that may sound weird, but the baking soda serves a purpose in the shrimp. It causes the shrimp to get more puffy when you cook it. And then we also need 1/4 teaspoon of like crushed red pepper. I'm going to use this red pepper that Kelly gets in bulk. We'll put that on there. And then we're going to give that a stir. Now that you got your shrimp all stirred up, ready to go, let's concentrate on our cooking vessel. We've got a big stainless steel pan here. You can use a big nonstick pan, whatever you want. But we're going to get the fire turned on underneath this. We have 6 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So we've got our fire on. We've got a huge burner, so we're going to put this on like medium heat. So once the butter's melted, we're going to get the equivalent of 6 cloves of garlic. We're going to use our favorite garlic that we have. And you're going to put that in there, and you're going to let it cook for about 2 minutes, just to where it's almost starting to turn brown. All right, in goes the garlic. Stir that around. Wow, that smells so good already. I love the smell of sauteing garlic. So a couple minutes on that. You can see our garlic is just starting to turn. So to that, you're going to add a cup of dry white wine. And you're going to let that come to a simmer. You want to reduce this to about half before we throw the shrimp in. Alright, our sauce is reducing here. We're almost ready to put the shrimp in. If you're worried about the alcohol in the dish, don't, because the alcohol is the first thing to go once it gets hot. Alcohol gases off at 180 degrees, and we're well above that. So all the alcohol will be gone out of this dish. Now you also don't have to go buy a big bottle of wine for cooking. If you go into like where your vinegars and stuff are in your store, they'll sell little bottles of cooking wine to where you don't have a bunch of big bottle of wine laying around. Or if you're worried about what people think when they come over, they won't see the big bottle of wine. It says cooking wine. You know, what can they say? Our liquid has reduced, so in goes the shrimp. And then we're just going to spread that out to where they're like in a single layer in the pan. So they're easier to cook that way. And we're going to cook these basically just till they turn pink. That's when you know how shrimp are done. You don't want to overcook shrimp, because that's not a good eating experience. So let these cook just a little bit, and then we'll start flipping them over. It's only going to take a few minutes. And as these cook, that liquid, there'll be a little liquid come out of the shrimp as well. Alright, you can see our shrimp starting to turn pink. See this one here? So we'll go in here and we'll start flipping all these over. kind of a tedious process, but it's worth it to get your shrimp cooked evenly. You can shake the pan around or whatever, but it's not too hard to do it this way. Right now you can see our shrimp is done. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a whole tablespoon of dried parsley. If you were using fresh parsley, it would be 3 tablespoons. Remember the ratio. And then we want about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then we're going to give that a quick stir, and then we're going to turn the fire off. You can see our liquid in the pan has thickened quite a bit. Alright folks, we're going to turn the fire off underneath these shrimp, and then we'll move on. Got our shrimp taken off in another bowl. Now in our same pan, we threw a tablespoon of butter for each roll that we're going to toast, and about a teaspoon each of garlic. And then we're going to stir this around in the pan until the butter melts and the garlic gets fragrant. Doesn't take too long at all. Then you want to add your buns to the pan, open side down, and then swirl around, picking up all that butter and garlic. And then we're going to set here and let these buns toast until they're nice golden brown on the bottom. Got our buns nicely toasted, so let's get some of that shrimp going. There it is, folks. I finished it off with a little bit of sriracha mayo. You can use regular mayonnaise if you want, or just leave it off completely and use a little bit of that extra sauce drizzle on there. But that bread is nice and moist with that garlic butter on there. It's going to be amazing. Now I most likely don't need to tell you how lip-smacking good that was. I could eat one of those every day of the week, but we won't do that. So fantastic. If you want to change things up a little bit, as always, feel free. But really, really good dish. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Markelly Farm.